Well, folks, I'm a doofus because I've been talking for the past 10 minutes and I have been muted the entire time. Don't you love it? So, hi, I'm a doofus. My name is. Where are my mountains? Oh, I can't look for a mountain with this. Duh. Yeah, I'm a doofus tonight. My name is Stephen Barris, aka ExParrot. This is my stream, and apparently I don't know how to turn off the mute on my mic before I start the stream because that's just the kind of person I am. So I drafted in silence and discussed all this stuff in silence. So let me just say, hi, I stream weekly, 7:30 Central Time, every Friday night, and then at other times at random, or when I have time and feel like it. It'll usually be a casual draft, or maybe I might try that other constructed event that's going on right now, the Nox event. This video is being recorded, so it will go up on my YouTube channel after the tournament's over. You can find my YouTube channel at searching for ExParrot42. Really, Deck? Really? And I'm apparently not going to draw a mountain yet. That's what I get for cutting down the 16 land. Gird for battle. This is not what you want to see early. Just not what you want to see. Alright, I don't really have a choice. I need to block the hostile marshal to keep him from making too many creatures. And hope I can draw a friggin' mountain at some point. That's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to note the YouTube video for anybody who watches it that the first 10 minutes are silent. Because I'm a doofus. And I'm not drawing a mountain. I'm going to be way too behind by the time I draw a mountain, because the best I can do is Collar the Culprit or Sky Knight Legionnaire. So we are going to go ahead and go to game 2, I think, on this one. I will be on the play. The only real advantage out of this is my opponent didn't get a chance to really see what my deck has, and so it's going to be very difficult to sideboard for. Now, let the record show, for some reason I thought that Flower could pull any color land, and I've played a lot of Selesnya tokens, so I don't quite understand how I came to that assumption. I'm going to go ahead and lead with Healer's Hawk, Guildgate second turn. My opponent's going down to 4. Mulligan to 4, and I will open up with Healer's Hawk. So this looks like it's going to go to game 3 pretty quickly. I guess Boros Guildgate second turn. My opponent doesn't have anything to really worry about. And I'm going to go ahead and flower for another Plains. And you say, well, you've already got 2 lands in hand. Yeah, but I want to be able to, 1, get a land out of my deck. I don't think I'm going to likely cast Flourish anytime soon. And 2, I want to make sure I can drop anything I might draw. Which is going to be practically anything at this point, seeing as how I'm only drawing land. And that's the way Magic is sometimes. It's feast or famine. You either get mana screwed or mana flooded. That is life. And a Crushing Canopy, you know? I think I am perfectly fine with a Crushing Canopy killing my 1/1 flyer. Although it means I don't get to mentor it with the Hammer Dropper. Barring a kill spell, I should be able to swing in with, because Justice Strike should kill anything they might drop. Unless it's that. Alright. But this, right here, this is a dream. Swiftblade Vindicator plus a Hammer Dropper. I'm going to start mentoring the Vindicator every turn. Let's see if he's going to go ahead, or excuse me, let's see if they're going to go ahead and block. No, they are not. Once they get to 5 mana, Grappling Sundew does become indestructible until end of turn. It's a very expensive way to block. Alright. Opponent is going to go ahead and concede that, which I can't blame them. Going to 4 on the draw like that, or just going to 4 in general, sucks. So, welcome whoever's watching this. If it's on Twitch, if it's on YouTube, I don't, if you're an experienced player or a new player, or just checking it out to see what Magic's all about. Hi. I promise next time I stream, I will definitely remember to turn my microphone on before I start the video. My daughter's over there laughing at me. Alright, opponent's going to mull to 6 this time, and scry to the bottom, I believe. We're going to have a decent curve out here. Open up with the tap land, draw a Sunhome Stalwart, third turn Skyline Legionnaire. If I draw another land, follow with Hammer Dropper. A 2/2 First Striker is just so good this early part of the game, because a lot of creatures early in the game have only 2 toughness. So they are no good against the Stalwart. Skyline Legionnaire with haste, even better. A lot of players will tell you, in Guilds of Ravnica draft, Boros and Dimir are your 2 best. They're going to create a Knight token with Vigilance. Groovy. Well, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drop the Legion War Boss. They can easily block the token, but I can mentor it. Not sure I like the change they made to it. So, Sunhome Stalwart's going to mentor it. So if he blocks, he's going to lose his knight to the goblin. If he blocks a Stalwart, it's no trade at all. So this here is what I guess I was really looking for. Mind you, at the moment I would really like some land. And there goes my offense. I definitely need to land now to command the storm. But for the moment, we will go ahead and drop the Hammer Dropper, because it represents a big enough threat that I suspect they will not... Alright, well there we go. Round 1 goes to me. Opponent was mana screwed that game. That didn't help matters any. Alright, so 2 wins, I am guaranteed 2 packs. Really, the math is simple. You're guaranteed a number of packs equal to the number of wins you have plus 1. As I was saying beforehand, all you could see me doing was flipping the mouse around. 4 wins is the break-even point. It takes 1,500 gems to get in. You get up to 4 wins, 4 match wins, not game wins, and you break even. You do that on a consistent basis, you'll hit what players can call going infinite, where you're making back at least as much as you're spending every time, if not more. If you can do that, it's an excellent way to build up your cards in your collection, for at least Guilds of Ravnica. Plus, you're going to get wild cards out of it, just for opening packs. Occasionally the packs will actually have wild cards in them. Highly recommend it. I think draft is definitely one of the best ways to play Magic. Not that there's anything wrong with constructed. It's just draft is really fun. It forces you to have to think of a different way to play cards. Cards that are really great in a constructed format may be terrible in limited like this. But cards that are terrible or great in limited are often terrible in constructed. Like Skyline Legionnaire, I like it. You're not going to see it a lot in constructed Boros. Sunhome Stalwart tends to get replaced with the 2-drop, the 2-drop knight that has hexproof from black, because it's just a superior creature. I'll go ahead and drop that dart just in case. Next turn, a Swiftblade Vindicators could become a 2/2 double strike with Vigilance and Trample. Oh, The choices, the choices. As much as I hate to do it, Swiftblade Vindicator is going to be the weaker of the choices right now without the Mentor. That was a good play on my opponent's part. Gotta admit. Check it over here. It's going to cut out the sound briefly. Yeah, sorry, I was checking my stream. Did I end up with 2 silent darts? Wow, did not realize that. Okay. So the Wishcoin Crab is definitely going to slow down my offense here. But if I can draw another land that brings Silent Dart online, that makes for a difficult block for them. Because then if they block with the Wishcoin Crab with any of my creatures, I can Silent Dart it. Alright, that'll shut down my air. So I'm going to go ahead and dart the bat. Down to 10. For players who are fairly new to draft, evasion, especially flying, is one of your best tactics for getting damage through, flat out. There tend to be a fair amount of board stalls on the ground, and air, menace, first strike, that kind of thing can help you really push through some damage. In this case, it's quite possible without an answer, the Sky Knight Legionnaire may end up going the distance for me. Opponent has 6 lands, 4 cards in hand, and they're taking their time thinking about this one. Or they're roping. I don't know which. And I thought I had some really good stuff to say before I muted the mic. Oh, apparently they're going to be one of these. So I don't know if they're paying attention or not, but just so you were aware, dude, you are on stream. I can't say I recommend roping out on stream when it's all recorded. Devious cover-up. Well, I suppose that works. Counter magic can be decent in a format like this because I don't expect it. And now I've got my boss texting me. It's 7:30 on the friggin' weekend and my boss is texting me. Well, it's almost 8 now. Oh, man. Wireless access point. So, the unexplained disappearance they dropped is going to be nice for the Surveil, but all it does is prevent 2 damage that turn. Sky Knight Legionnaire has haste. Alrighty. That's a bit of a beating. So, take out my creature, drop enhanced surveillance. But I will go ahead and drop the Sky Knight Legionnaire and immediately swing to take out Vraska for obvious reasons. Planeswalkers like that, those are bombs. Those are flat out bombs. Those will win you a game. Turn up to 3 multicolored cards from the graveyard. Oh, really? Really, dude? No. They're going to go for it, so I will be able to kill it, which clears up the ground stall. It will kill my Vernati Shieldmate, but it does make it easier for me to swing in with, say, 10th District Guard. Now, they are very likely to -3 and kill the Sky Knight Legionnaire, which is nice for them, but it's not going to save them. Especially if I can draw another Sky Knight Legionnaire. And I didn't. That's alright, though. I'll drop 2 creatures, which they can't, unless they drop another creature to deal with it. It's going to guarantee that I can get enough damage to next turn to finish off Vraska. Opponent's got some kind of an instant speed card. From looks via that, or they put it on total control. I definitely got to deal with Vraska before the card advantage comes too good. See, there's the Dowser of Lights. That's going to stop me. Unless I draw Caller the Culprit. So, top deck. And swing both at Vraska. Alright, come on. Come on. There we go. Vraska goes down. Opponent's really making me work for this, and they went ahead and conceded. They must be drawing land. Whew. Okay, that was a tough game. Let's see what I have, which is not going to be much. Yeah, I'm not necessarily feeling anything there. Anybody who's watching is probably going to get irritated by this, but I am not known for being a great sideboarder. At all. I've been playing this game for years. I've never gotten the hang of sideboarding properly. For the life of me, I did not realize I drafted 2 Silent Darts. I know I did it, but this is a no. We're going to mull. This is a yes. We're going to go ahead and keep that forest on top. That opens up the possibility of a flourish down the road. And a flourish at the right time can just be a backbreaker. So opponent not dropping anything. A 2 mana, I don't think Essence Scatter is in this set. So 10th District Guard should safely come down. Next turn it'll be the Legion War Boss. Hopefully. Cross my fingers. No guts, no glory. No Sinister Sabotage either. And opponent just goes ahead and concedes. Alright. I'm not going to argue with 2 wins. So, this is a Mythic Gishath Sun's Avatar as one of my random card rewards. So, hey, I don't play dinosaurs, though. So, I only need 1 more win. The 3rd win, I keep saying 4 wins. That's 4 packs. It's 3 wins to break even. So all I need is 1 more round win in order to hit the break-even point. Of course, hitting the 5 wins is where I'd like to be, get my 6-pack, go the distance with Boros. Obito, I think is the name of my opponent. Welcome. Gotta boop my kitty icon on the nose, because all kitties deserve to be booped on the nose. Oh my lord, my phone should not be blowing up. And yet, my phone is blowing up. Oh, how I wish I had a plains first turn, but I don't have a second turn play, so it's not going to be too bad. So I'll go ahead and drop the Boreal Skill Gate. Opponent goes to 6 and scries to the bottom, which is a hopeful sign for me and not so much for them. And I'm going to go ahead and drop Healer's Hawk and Silent Dart. If I don't draw a land, 10th District Guard comes down. If I do draw a land, Sky Knight Legionnaire comes down. And no land. So, bad news for me, good news for my opponent. Swing in for 1. Alright, Veiled Shade. That is going to definitely be able to block the 10th District Guard. I'm going to go ahead and swing before combat. Or I'll swing at combat, not cast. I'll wait second main. I was kind of hoping my opponent would trade off with the Veiled Shade, but they want to leave mana open to be able to pump. But the problem with doing that is that it now leaves them in a position where they can't cast spells and still have mana open to pump. I really need to draw at least 2 more lands, preferably 3, or else I'm going to be in a lot of trouble here. So opponent casts the Bartizan Bats. There's that. Alright, so this is going to force a difficult block on my opponent's side. And I think it's a block that no matter what, I come out ahead. So, they're going to go ahead and block the Healer's Hawk, which I expected. Will they block with the Veiled Shade? 1 more land equals Hammer Dropper, plus Silent Dart comes available. Alright, so I will be at 24. They will be at 12. They finally draw their blue land. And there goes the Dead Weight. And there's land number 4. So we'll swing with the Stalwart first, see if they have a removal spell they want to use on it. And there you go. So they're going to go ahead and tap down the Stalwart. Second main, Hammer Dropper comes down, and now they're going to be kicking themselves, wishing they'd saved the Capture Spear for it. Dowser of Lights. Well, Dowser of Lights can block pretty effectively here. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and swing. I want that Dowser off the board. I can afford to trade right now. Second main, Hellkite Whelp is going to come down. 3/3 flyer that pings a point of damage to one of their creatures when it attacks. Turn after, Swathcutter Giant can come down if I can get 1 more land. If not, Silent Dart is going to be on board to help me out. Don't you have more removal, buddy? I'm not your buddy, pal. Alright, they're going to go ahead and take 3. I don't have to worry about Devious Cover-Up or Sinister Sabotage, as they do not have double blue. Syncopate is a possibility. I want to say it's in this instead. Price of Fame. They wanted to wait. They weren't going to be fooled the second time. They're going to go, well, I'll take the damage this time. Wait to see what they cast second main, then decide my target for Price of Fame. And sometimes, honestly, that is the best plan of action you can make because it gives you more information. Oh, that hurts. Nice play. I should give him a 1-turn blocker. Fully expect. Yep. Now we'll go ahead and drop the Shieldmate. So I lost one of my Swathcutter Giants. And now I'm facing down a Dowser of Lights. But let's see if my opponent forgets I have Silent Dart on the board. And he did. Can't forget that. Boom. First strike goes high. Vernati Shieldmate can be used to convoke the Live Guardian in as needed. Really? 1/4? Mirror Informant's a great blocker, and that Surveil 2 makes it a very nice creature. Again, it's one of those creatures that you probably will never see in Standard very often, if at all, because it's not great. The stats aren't fantastic. It's a 1/4. But the fact that it's a 1/4 can actually be really good in this format, in Limited. Combined with the fact you get Surveil 2 off of it, it makes it a very good limited creature. It's one I would play. Mind you, if you're playing a more aggressive deck, it's not going to be as good. It's much better in a defensive-minded deck. Now, see, if I had my green mana, I could go ahead and flourish. Let's go do this. Let's do this. He's going to go ahead and block, or excuse me, they are going to go ahead and block the Crater Maker, which I expected. Pooped kitty on the nose. Yes, I know. I like cats, in case you hadn't figured it out. So there goes my first striker. But they are on the ropes right now. Especially after drop this, I now have 2 attackers that can get through. So they have to literally drop 2 creatures or else they're not going to be able to block my attack. Huh. Well, you know what? Just to be a butthead, I'm going to go ahead and call her the culprit. On the Dimir Informant, Disdainful Stroke says no. Alright. We'll go ahead and swing. See what he's got. Excuse me, see what they got. I can't assume that my opponent is male or female, whichever. I don't know what their pronouns are. Be polite, I'll just use gender neutral. There's nothing there that I'm real big on trying to sideboard in at the moment because that's just the way I am. I mean, I could sideboard in the Crushing Canopy, which would destroy Capture Spear, but I'm not fearing Capture Spear enough to warrant it. The reason being, I don't have any one creature that's so good that I have to have that creature and it has to stay in play. Capture Spear is useless against the Legion War boss because, yeah, I lose the ability to attack and mentor, but I'm still getting that 1/1 Goblin token every turn. I've got 2 of the Swath Cutter Giants. If he Capture Spears my Swiftblade Vindicator, not a big deal. And yes, I know, I went ahead and said he again. It's an old, bad habit to break. When you're an old man like me, those old habits are really hard to break. This is an acceptable hand. I've got a couple of first turn plays, a couple of second turn plays. If I don't start seeing land, I can always flourish, or flower rather, to get another plains. Opponent has no early plays. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Mentor. See if I get a dead weight. And that's the risk. I mean, I could have dropped the Crater Maker first to see if I could bring out the dead weight. Or just wait to see if they're going to go ahead and do that. Dimir Informant, great for defensive decks. So, let's see. I get a Silent Dart. I'm going to drop the Crater Maker. I cannot bring out the Ledev Guardian, so we'll just go ahead and drop Silent Dart. And pass turn. At 4 mana, Silent Dart becomes a threat. Flat out. Dead weight on the Crater Maker is going to go poof. Again, always an interesting choice. But if I can't go through on the ground, I'll just go over. Unless they got Sinister Sabotage. I was kind of worried. I realized they had 2 blue and I wasn't paying attention. But you can't always sit there and worry about the counterspells. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if they got it or not. Ah, Whisper Agent at the end of turn. Very nice. Whisper Agent is one of my top 10 cards out of the set, at least favorite. Power level, I don't know. Favorite, yes, absolutely. Such a flavorful card. It surveils, it flashes in. It is just a great creature overall. I try and squeeze it into standard decks on occasion, where most opponents probably go, "You're really seriously playing that?" You can't play the meta all the time. You gotta have fun. Ah, all the big creatures. And me with no land. I'm gonna go ahead and flower. I'm not drawing the land. That much is very clear. I'm gonna go ahead and convoke this Guardian into play because it gives me a 4 toughness blocker. Command the Storm can come in at any time if I get one more mana. Take out, say, Wishcoin Crab, a Dowser of Lights, what have you. Let's go ahead and attack before I cast anything. They're thinking about something. In a pinch, I can dart the Whisper Agent. What are you thinking? Artful Takedown. They're going to tap and remove my Guardian. Alright. Well, hell, I'm going to attack. I mean, there's no reason not to. Drop a blocker and leave up Justice Strike. Attacking would be rather disastrous for them, I think. See if they got a counterspell like Devious Cover-Up. Nope. Whisper Agent falls on his own sword. And another Wishcoin Crab. That's gonna just bring the down the ground game to the point where I'm not going to be able to do too much, but I have some reprieve here. Swiftblade Vindicator gives me the option to swing with Sunhome Stalwart while leaving Silent Dart up. And the Vindicator. So I'm going to go for it. A double block would kind of suck right about now. But you can't play it safe all the time. Plus it double strikes. Ah, double block the Sunhome Stalwart. By doing that, he guarantees, they guarantee that no matter what, the Stalwart dies even if I pop the Silent Dart. But I do want to make sure I kill one of those Wish Coins. Price of Fame on the Swiftblade Vindicator. Very nice. Can't argue with those results. Healer's Hawk can come down next turn. Oh, good. I did get rid of a Wishcoin Crab. There. Whew. No! It didn't. I didn't stack the damage wrong. Right. That's an oops. Alright, so I'm going to have to rely on my Air Force. We're going to dart those bats out of the air. I now have them on a 3-turn clock. I have a Command the Storm for in case a Dowser of Lights comes down. Hammer Dropper is going to be just nasty, because it can trade with the Wishcoin Crab and pump up the Skynet Legionnaire or the Healer's Hawk, which honestly will probably be... Alright, they're going to slow the clock down. I'd say it would be Healer's Hawk, because I don't want to put all my counters on one creature and have them do exactly that. And here we go. That may change the way I do things now. Because a Hellkite Whelp is going to be able to swing over for a lot. There's the Dowser. But honestly, at this point, I am not as worried. I'm at 22. I have no reason to block Spinal Centipede and let them put a counter on the Dowser of Lights. Just don't. Command the Storm is an instant. That can make for some interesting fun next turn. There's no way for me to swing all out and win. They are at 2 Mephitic Vapors. All creatures get -1/-1. Well, there goes the Healer's Hawk. Lets them surveil 2, and they only have to deal with the Hellkite Whelp now in order to survive. Let's go in. Oh, all right. 3-0. That means I have hit the break-even point, I do believe. Collect my prizes. Psychic Symbiont. Yeah, who cares? Yes, so no matter what, I'm guaranteed 4 booster packs, 1,500 gems. I spent 1,500 gems to get in. The rest is gravy. Or cake. Or pie. Whatever you like. I'm not picky. Nor am I judgmental. Except for you watching without pants, I am a little judgmental on that. Actually, I'm not, because if I could walk around the house without wearing pants all the time, I would. Thank you, dear. I have hecklers. My wife and oldest daughter are heckling me. With love, but they're still heckling. Alright. I went ahead and snap kept it. Looking at it now, it's like, maybe I shouldn't have. Because I need a mountain. And I don't have a lot of early plays unless I draw that mountain. So let's see if it pays off. I'm going to go ahead and flower. Pull additional planes out of my deck. And attack with the bird. The bird is the word, haven't you heard? LGF. I think that's their name. Playing against an Izzet deck, an Ornery Goblin. That's a good creature. I don't think you can really go wrong with Ornery Goblin. It's hard to block. It can trade with up to a 3 toughness creature because whenever it blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, it deals 1 damage to that creature. And that's right off the bat, before the block even occurs. Well, excuse me, the block will occur before they can do anything else. Ornery Goblin's going to kill that creature if it's a 1 toughness. Alrighty, I see how it is. Direct Current takes out the Healer Hawk. Well, the Dev Guardian is a good enough blocker. It's got a fat enough butt. They could go ahead and Direct Current as a trade. But I'm not real worried about that. It also means it just buys me a little bit of breathing room until I can draw a mountain. 5 mountains, 2 Boros skill gates. My mountain... I may not be playing enough mountains, to be honest. I may have to make a change after this round. I know, I'm 3-0. I shouldn't be complaining too loudly, but it doesn't mean I can't improve the deck by tweaking it a little bit. Tournaments like this tend to be what they call continual constructed, which means you can make changes to your deck between rounds, and those changes carry over. It's not like you have to sideboard after game 1. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and block, see what they got. Direct Current is a sorcery, so they have to let the block occur if they want to go ahead and finish it off. And it looks like they are going to go ahead and Direct Current. I'm good with a 2-for-1. Oh, they have a second direct current. I'm fine with a 2-for-1 trade here. We'll go ahead and drop another Lily of Guardian. Start running them out of direct currents early, so that creatures like Sky Knight Legionnaire can come down and actually start doing some damage. Again, once I, say with me now, draw a mountain. Oh, Rampaging Monument. Good creature. Good creature. Once it gets to 4 toughness, I can call her the culprit. So I'm going to go ahead and pass turn, because there's not much I can do. Alrighty. Opponent's looking at my creatures a little bit much. Ah, Sonic Assault, that's good. That'll work. Tap my creature, deal 2 to me. You gonna swing 4 now? Well, I'm gonna call her that culprit. Disdainful Stroke. Son of a gun. Nice play. I need a mountain just to strike that thing. Will I draw the mountain? No, I will not. At this point, now they're untapped. So if they have, say, Sinister Sabotage or Devious Cover-Up, I'm in a lot more trouble. And it's entirely possible they'll simply flashback Sonic Assault at this point and pump up their creature and deal 2 more. Or not. Pass Wall Adept, good creature. Very powerful in a long game. And I'm not drawing the mountain, so we're going to go ahead and go to game 2. I mean, Goblin Crater Maker could deal with it by sacrificing destroy a target not or colorless permanent. I sat here and said, I need to make changes. And then, did I make any changes in the sideboard? Nope. I went ahead and just said, screw it. I'm taking it as is. Maybe I just need the mulligan better. So, alright, things I have to remember. Don't forget to unmute the mic. I know I'm going to hammer that one a lot, but that was embarrassing. And don't play with my fidget cube during it, because it's tempting. It only takes one hand to play Magic, because, it's all mouse-driven. So free hand usually gets the phone, or it can get the fidget cube, but then I sit there and make a whole bunch of noise with the fidget cube that gets picked up on the microphone, and I don't realize it. Opponent's going to take their time deciding their sideboard cards, because they're probably much better at sideboarding than me. Alrighty then, I will be on the play. Hoping for a better hand, knock on wood. I still no mountains, but I've got plays, and that's the problem. I can't. It's hard to turn down a deck that has some early or a hand that has early aggro like this. This is what this deck is built around. So I really just take the early aggro and hope to draw into my land. And not so much. All right, that's all right. I got time. I mean, a land doesn't matter what color it is would be good next turn. If I don't, I have Healer's Hawk still, I suppose. Electrostatic Field. What a blocker. Alright, Rock Charger can get over that, though, and it can carry the Venati Shieldmate with it. And at 1-3, it's a lot harder to deal with it. And no land. Alright, so we'll lead off with the Healer's Hawk to see what they want to do about it. We're going to go ahead and fly. Because I believe I can fly. And my opponent's going to go Dazzling Lights to my Vernati Shieldmate to deal 1 to me and prevent it from dealing damage and Surveil 2. So 1 damage total. Second main. Convoke is such a good mechanic, folks. Bring in that Ledev Guardian. That's the problem. I didn't boop the kitty nose. Boop it. I'm more than happy to let them use a disdainful stroke on the Ledev Guardian. That just seems like so good for me. Such value. Oh, Murmuring Mystic. That's bad for me. That one is bad for me. So all my creatures fly, and then second main, we can convoke in the Ledev Guardian and really start hoping we draw a mountain. Right, at this point, any land would be nice because of Silent Dart. Well, maybe I can race them to the victory. Because the worst part is not drawing a land means I can't even Silent Dart the Monument. Now the Monument's going to be out of dart range. This may wind up being my first loss. And it's because 2 games straight, no mountains. Mana screwed. Opponent. I drew a mountain. Holy moly. Well, Legion Warboss is of no use now, so we're going to go ahead and keep up Silent Dart, I guess? I have no Mentor creatures. I hate to concede when seems like I'm this close to winning if they don't have an answer. So yeah, we'll go ahead and leave up Silent Dart for dealing with things like that. Before they even draw, I want to go ahead and dart it. They're probably looking for a lot of instants and sorceries at this point. Because anything that lets them make birds is going to help them win this game. Now, I could drop the Legion Warboss now. Because the Legion Warboss could technically fly. But now I have enough for Command the Storm. I feel like Command the Storm is just too good when I have the kill next turn. And opponent apparently just drew dead. So, that gets a concession and we move on to the next game. Game 3. Alright, I'm going to look at my mana. I have 7 ways to produce red mana in this deck. I mean, that seems good. I really can't argue with it. I've got a slightly higher count of white cards, so it makes more sense to have a slightly higher number of planes and white sources. And the guild gates do provide white or red. So I suppose I could drop a plains for a mountain, and it doesn't really cut it down too much. Alright, game 3 I will be on the play, hoping to get a more aggressive hand, meaning 2 to 3 mana of the right colors and a good mix of low casting cost creatures. That is not it. But, I'm on the play. So this is a decent play hand. Because it gives me 2 to 3 turns to draw a mountain for the Legion Warboss. Plus on game 3, I really don't want to go to 6 if I can help it. Alright, so first card is Color the Culprit, which is not going to be helpful. I can drop the 10th District Guard next turn. I was hoping they wouldn't have the Electromancer. Alright, I drew a Plains. That's not what I needed. At best, it gives me fuel for Color the Culprit. A mountain gives me hammer dropper eventually. There's that ornery goblin. There's a healer's hawk. Offer up a trade. Alright, no trade. Can't block the ornery goblin with the healer's hawk. So I may end up taking 4 because of that. On the other hand, if I draw a mountain, that makes Legion Warboss pretty decent. But they do have Direct Current. Well, crud. Osmotronic Wave, a turn early thanks to the Electromancer. Oh my lord, are you kidding me, game? You're gonna do me like this? Do me dirty, not give me mountains for 3 straight games? There's the Direct Current. And there's another Plains. Alright, we'll give it one more turn. I'm going to 8. They've got Direct Current. I pretty much have no outs. Unless I draw a mountain, then I can drop Swath Cutter Giant. Watch, it'll be the Boros Guild Gate just to taunt me. And that, I'm done. I'll take my first loss rather than trying to continue without mountains. So that really sucked. That was a loss that really wasn't my fault at all. Just really, 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 I mean seriously bad luck to be stuck repeatedly like that without land. So I will drop a plains, add a mountain. Probably now not draw enough plains. Because I seem to be dropping more red, or drawing more red cards anymore than white cards. Actually, most of my red cards are the multicolored ones, to be honest. So, my opponent is going to be El Christian Rojas. And my deck was like, oh, you want lands? Let's give you 5 of them. And me, I go ahead and take them, just because after you play without lands for a while, it's nice to have them. Opponent's going to 5. I'm wondering if they might not concede. They're going to scry to the top. I'd say if their hand is just terrible, they may concede without me seeing what they have to prevent sideboarding. And I drew a land off the top because, reasons. So I'll go ahead and drop the only creature in my hand. Then I draw the Skynet Legionnaire, which is good. Skynet Legionnaire is a great card to draw because it allows me to swing for 4 on turn 3. So things are beginning to look up. If I can draw well, oh, Skynet Legionnaire of their own. And they're going to crack back. Interesting choice. I'm going to go ahead and drop the plane so I can play a Ladev Guardian. I know, at some point I really need to drop the Boros Guild Gate, but it's not a requirement. And Inspiring Unicorn. That's a bit of a pain. Oh my lord, are you kidding me? More land. Well, crack back. If I draw a forest, I can win next turn. Assuming they don't hold back blockers. Six coming at me. There's Command the Storm. You know what? I'm going for it. Without a combat trick, this is guaranteed lethal on board. And he didn't have a trick. Alright, game 2. Off the Mana Flood. One flyer is not enough to want to make me bring in Crushing Canopy. It just isn't. Especially without any easy way to get it, since I did not draft any white-green lands. And I only put one forest. I suppose I could pop in a couple extra forests to guarantee I draw one. Alright, I will be on the play. Are you kidding me? Fine. You know what? I'm going to take it. If I draw a plains, which I don't seem to have much trouble doing, I'm in great shape. If I don't, well, it'll be opposite day. So they mold to 6 and scry to the bottom. Never a hopeful sign for them. No plains off the top. Boo. So first turn Silent Dart. I have this turn to draw plains, otherwise my curve is shot. And there's their Sunhome Stalwart. And I didn't draw the plains. Shocker. I kind of wish I had a direct current right about now. Still no plains. 3 turns in, no white mana. Opponent has some kind of a trick because I had to manually go through. Yeah, if I don't draw plains next turn, the game's over. Their field is continuing to increase, and moving on to game 3. Apparently, Arena really wants me to mulligan more aggressively. It's trying to tell me, dude, if you don't mulligan, I'm going to give you crappy lands and crappy draws. I will be on the play for game 3 at least. Play first. Well, I got one of each color land. That's something. Opponent mulligans again. Down to 5. And mull to the bottom. Or scry to the bottom, rather. So, mulligan to 5 and a scry. Not a good sign for them. Not a good look. And I draw into a Sunhome Stalwart. So I've got plays for the next 3 turns. I've got time now to find land. As much as I hate to admit it because I don't like to win this way, I'm really kind of hoping my opponent draws dead. It does not find land. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and swing with the Stalwart. Then I'm going to drop the Crater Maker, because if he drops his own Stalwart, I can use Crater Maker to deal with it. Worst comes to worst, I can convoke in a Ledev Guardian here at some point. But honestly, I want... Oh, there we go. Land. Glorious land. Alright, second main, 10th District Guard. Doesn't matter who it pumps. We'll say Sunhome Stalwart, just because. We'll drop the Silent Dart. Hand over to my opponent, who's going to create a pair of 1/1s. Cannot argue with that play. So I'm going to go ahead and swing. See if they want to double block one or just single block a pair. Alright, they're going to single block a pair. And then the Dev Guardian comes down the turn after to keep the pressure up. I mean, I know I'm running the risk of like Deafening Clarion. But I think if he had it, he would have cast it last turn. If they had it, they would have cast it last turn. Alright, Blade Instructor. Guess it doesn't really matter which creature the Blade Instructor blocks. So I'm not going to use the Crater Maker to make the choice for me. Yes, I could start it, but I don't want them to suddenly recover and come back. I'd rather keep the dart in reserve in case they start drawing really good stuff. So far, they have not seen it. We'll go ahead and drop the rock, because you can smell what he's cooking. And with any luck, I can fly over whatever they drop. And then I will go to 4-0. I hate saying good game. My opponent got mana screwed, or at least had to take mulligans 3 games straight. Had to mulligan to 5 that time. It's not a good look. Alright, so House Guild Mage, blah. 4 wins. So here's the way it's going to work. 1 more round. If I win, live in the dream. If I lose, I still get to go home with 5 packs and a bonus of 300 extra gems over what I spent. Let's do this. I know there's holes I wish I could have filled in this deck. Like the Boros Guild Mage would have been great to have, but I don't recall necessarily seeing any. I'd have to go back and look at my silent draft. I'm pretty sure there was a direct current, but I took something else over it, and I never saw it come back. I mean, definitely Clarion would be just super sweet. At least I have Summon the Storm, or whatever it's called, to deal with Aurelia if she happens to come up. I'm going to keep this. Not the greatest. Well, I drew my 4th land. Command the Storm. That's the one. That's why I couldn't see it on my draft deck side. It was in my hand. I was looking at my tracker. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drop the Crater Maker. And next turn I can pop the Crater Maker off to kill the Sunholm Stalwart. Topples is my opponent's name. Interesting name. Of course, in a pinch, I could just go ahead and convoke into the Dev Guardian. That gives me options. Let's bring the Guardian down a turn earlier and save the... Well, crud. And save the grave. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and convoke this in. They're going to Rock Charger the Stalwart, and... Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Sunholm Stalwart's going to be able to mentor the Rock Charger, since I didn't pop off the Crater Maker. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't. That's the answer. I wanted to get another creature on the board so I could start putting some pressure up myself. Now I'm going to have to command the Storm against that Rock Charger. Oh, bad plays. Well, I guess it wouldn't have mattered either way. But let's go ahead and Crater Maker that Stalwart for 1. They have Take Heart. Son of a gun. Well, Command the Storm's going to be able to slow him down a little bit next turn. Let's see what they want to do. Do they want to pump up the Boros Challenger to mentor the Rock Charger? Seemed like the good play. Or do they want to mentor the Sunholm Stalwart? Do they want to sit and fiddle fart around? You know, this could be a little bit easier if I played properly. They're going to go ahead and swing out. Let's see who they mentor before I decide, and who they're going to get flying. Just those two. Okay. Command the Storm's going to make this a little bit easier then. Fresh-faced recruit. Now they're really thinking, what do I have? What do they want to do? I'm going to go ahead and maybe catch him. I know I'm going to take more damage, but I really want to try and prevent a blowout by them saving the Rock Charger. The only way I can think to do that is to wait until combat. Oh, man. Luminous Bonds. That's going to prevent the Death Guardian. That's what I didn't see. I never even saw Luminous Bonds. So, they're going to take out both of my creatures. I'm going to respond by taking out the Rock Charger. That's only a swing for 6, but I can drop Swathcutter Giant next turn, which is a big, big blocker. But it may not be enough. This may be a case for, I'm going to do something silly here. Because I can still use those guys for Convoke. I'm going to go ahead and drop a pair of blockers. There's a flyer. Which, yeah, that guarantees defeat. So, they have a better Boros deck than me. That's going to make things tricky. I'm going to bring in an extra forest with the Crushing Canopy because I really do want to draw it. I'm going to drop planes to bring in the Guild Gate. Alright, so, yeah, I misplayed that early on. I could have kept the Rock Charger from being mentored as much as it was. I don't think it would have made a huge difference in the course of the game. Of course, I will play first. I will go ahead and keep this hand. I can't drop Silent Art off the bat, but until I hit 4 mana, Silent Art doesn't do much for me anyway. Haas the Marshal. Alright, right off the bat. There's a creature. And once again, I'm going to draw light on mana. So this may be a 4 and 2 and out. Well, there's the third land. Wrong one. You know, I'm trying to decide if I really want to swing and get this card out of their hand if they got a combat trick. Couple of land could put me in decent shape. Hellkite Whelp, and then the Swathcutter Giant, which Giant has not hit the board any game. I just have not drawn well enough. Either I win the game before it gets to that point, or I just don't draw well enough to make a difference. See how they want to block this, if they do. Okay. So if I draw a land, I can dart the Charger. Wife's telling me that I was dropping one of my little fidget toys on the desk repeatedly, and yeah, it's gonna make noise. It's gonna be picked up by the mic. Commander Root is following me on Twitch. I'm not sure who that is, but thank you. I appreciate it. Opponent's gonna take their time thinking about this one. And I don't blame them. The board state is getting complicated now. It's getting tricky to figure out what to do. They're going to go ahead and drop a Wojek Bodyguard, which is a big 3/3 Mentor. And I really needed that third land game. Really needed the third land. Or fourth land, rather. Now the game is, honestly, it's practically lost. Because that Wojek Bodyguard is going to be able to pump up the Rock Charger out of range of Silent Dart. I will have to draw a forest for the Crushing Canopy. To be able to Crushing Canopy the Charger. Silent Dart can take out the Bodyguard. I mean, I guess not everything is lost, but I'm going to be very much on my back foot here until I can draw lands 4 and 5, maybe 6. The minute they start dropping things like Luminous Bonds or Demotion, I'm going to be in even worse trouble. Oh my goodness, my opponent's now playing slow. Why? Are you worried? Because I could double block the Wojek Bodyguard if they give it flying with the Rock Charger. But I also run the risk then. No, I'm not going to block. I'm going to go ahead and take 5. Hope to dart it next turn and be able to still drop an Air Force. All right, Topples, come on, let's go. Took that much effort to think about playing a Healer's Hawk. And the Bonds, the Sky Knight Legionnaire, no big deal. Good game. I'm not drawing land, I'm just getting salty. I'll take my packs and go home. I mean, I've won 4 rounds, I get 5 packs, I come out ahead no matter what. Alright, so let's go ahead and claim the prize. Before I go ahead and end the stream for tonight, let's see what's in the packs. I'm going to get a Mythic Wildcard at a minimum, which is fantastic. And I already have a playset of Mausoleum Secrets, so yeah, I get a Mythic. I'm not going to be like a lot of players and whine, well, I just lost out. I just freaking got this pack for free. I don't care if I got the 5th card of something. There's an uncommon and a common. And I get a Mythic out of that pack wildcard, which is fantastic. I'm going to be able to improve my decks. Divine Visitation. That's a deck I've considered making in the past. Maybe I'll have to look at it. There's another uncommon wildcard, Citywide Bust. What a waste. I'm not a big fan of that card. And a 4th Legion of the Light. No big. So I came out ahead. I literally just came out ahead. Got extra packs. Got extra cards. Got wild cards. I don't care if 2 of my packs had a 5th. Either way, thank you for sticking with me through this. And for putting up with the fact that I forgot my microphone for the first 10 minutes. Won't do that again. I stream every Friday night, 7:30 Central, for my own little Friday Night Magic, since I don't have many opportunities to go to the gaming store. Because our local one closed, and I don't necessarily want to drive 45 minutes to the next closest one. That and Arena is so much better for me than Paper Magic. It's so much cheaper, so much more affordable. I miss playing with the paper cards sometimes. I miss the social interaction, but this is good. I do stream at other times when the mood strikes me, when I have time. So feel free to subscribe. That way you can get a notification when I'm online and streaming. My posts or these videos do go up on YouTube. My YouTube channel can be found by searching for ExParrot42. So thank you for watching.